So welcome students to this new lecture, and this time we are discussing actually van der Waals equation, that is the cubic equation of state. And in the last class we did this numerical in which we used this van der Waals equation. So we will go in more detail in this lecture today. So I am writing this equation again here. So this is our equation, van der Waals equation, and I told you that this equation is valid for all the regions of our PV space, you can say. All the conditions means where here it is liquid, so you can apply this equation, and here it is vapor, you can apply this equation, and here you can apply this equation, everywhere you can apply this equation. So now we come to calculation of volume with this equation. Actually, if you will see this equation, you will find that if you have to calculate the pressure, then what you need to know, R, T, A, B and volume of the system. These 5 variables if you know, then you can very easily calculate. It's just a linear equation in for pressure. But problem comes when you have to calculate volume. For example, for this system, suppose you know what is the pressure. Suppose pressure is 2 atm now, and temperature you know, suppose it is 98 Kelvin. Now you have to calculate volume. How you will calculate volume? Because this equation in actually in cubic form. So I am writing this equation in cubic form. To have this equation in cubic form, you need to first have it like this, or as you already know, and here it will come with this, and after then you will separate the terms. You will multiply it this here, we bring it here, RT V square minus A, and after then so this is the form of your cubic equation, that is cubic in volume. So this equation you will have to use to find the volume of this system. So it is little complicated, and mathematical approaches are there. You can solve this equation. If this equation is very simple, then you can just factor it and you can find, or there are other analytical approaches to solve this equation, but that becomes very complex many times. So what we do here is that instead of having that analytical approach, we use here iterative approach. As you already know, iterative processes are there. And you will see that how we will use these methods, and these methods are quite simple to apply in comparison to the analytical approach if you will use for this equation. And now I come to the result of this equation. I mean to say that this equation is cubic in volume, so you will get 3 roots after solving it of 3 roots. Yes, you can say 3 roots you will get of this equation. What it will tell, that it will give you 3 volumes. It will give you 3 volumes. So how you will if it is giving you 3 values, then what value you will choose for this system, because it is your solution is giving you 3 values of volume. So the rule is this, that if number 1 rule is, if you are getting, one thing is possible that you will get only one real root, one real positive root. Other roots you will get that will be complex, or maybe you will get negative roots. So those negative roots or complex roots you have to neglect, and you have to choose that positive real root. And if your solution is coming like this, then you will be in this region, actually this here, this region, you can, because here only gas exists here, you can be here also, so only gas exists here. So that's why you are having only one. And second possibility may be that you are getting it may be possible that you will get all roots equal. 3 roots you will get, and all roots you will find that means positive roots you will get, and all roots you will find those will be equal. So now you can locate your point that you are actually, if you are getting this thing, actually you are here at this point, and what roots that you are getting, for this point you are getting 3 roots. So you can say that you are at the top of this curve, that where this particular isotherm becomes flat, and we will discuss this point later, and at this time I will not discuss that point. And the third possibility is that you may get 3 real positive roots, v1, v2, v3. So if this kind of condition is there, then you will get these kind of roots. For example, this root you will get this way, this root can be this, and this root can be like this. This is just an example. So here you have to neglect the middle root, it is of no value for us, and the smallest root you will say that it is the volume of the liquid of that substance, and this the greatest root, the largest root there is, it is the volume of the gas or vapor or gas. So if you can locate your point here on this graph, then you can say that now you are here. When you are having a mixture of gases, gas and liquid, so one root you are getting this, and the largest root you are getting this. This is the vapor volume you are getting. The vapor is always having more volume than liquid, and this is the smallest root, that is of the liquid. So this way you will detect which root is to be chosen for what phase. Now we will solve the we will discuss the technique then, when we have seen that how many roots are possible. Now we will discuss this thing, that what is iterative method for this. Iterative method to find volume, and 2 methods are there. First method is for to get the to find vapor volume, and number 2 is to find liquid volume. So first we will discuss this, how you will use iterative method to find vapor volume calculation. So it should be clear to you, if you are using, if you are solving this equation by analytical method, like just by factorization or whatever, you will get 3 roots like this, as I discussed here. But if you will iterative method, if you will use iterative method, then you will not get 3 roots, but actually you will apply that iterative method for vapor and liquid. So only one volume root you will get in this method, because you are means making this method yourself to find a particular volume. So there is no question of finding 3 roots here. So anyways, we are coming to this vapor volume. Here I am writing this equation. I have written here that van der Waals equation. Now I will multiply it both the sides. Okay, if you don't understand this, is for multiplication. If I multiply this both the sides with this factor, then what you will get here, you will get V minus B and RT by P, and A V minus V over P, and for iterative method, what you have to do is that left hand side you write this way, I plus 1, that is the new value, and on the right hand side you have to write this way, minus, this is your older value of volume, this is the right iteration scheme. What you will do that first start at start. After all, you have to start at certain point. So at a start, what you will take, initial volume that you will take, it will be RT by P. You understand this point? And after then you will put this value into this equation. Okay, so I am writing the first volume you will get like this. You can understand this very well this way. So here the first value on the right hand side you are putting. Okay, now you will get V1 value. What you will do now, again V1 value now you will put in the right hand side. So you will get V2 and in this equation you are putting this. So what you will what the formula will be now, V1 minus A over V1 square, V1 minus B over P. So this way you will keep on going. You will get V3 value, V4 value, and where you have to start, where you have to start there where these two values are almost equal. Means it can be like this 0.0054678. Suppose this is your V3 and V4 4 is 0.0054638. This is these are almost equal. So there you can stop, and then this will be your vapor volume. And the significance of this is that you will actually you have calculated this volume, vapor volume, this whatever your state is. Now we come to the liquid state, and here the strategy is that you convert this equation in cubic form first. I mean to say this equation you will take, this equation you will take, so convert the equation in cubic form, and now we will manipulate this equation this way, that now you take this term, you see a single power V term, you keep this term on the left hand side like this. It's very simple actually, and all the terms you take to the right hand side. So this way if you will do it, you will have this thing like this. It's just manipulation actually, and plus AB. So I hope you understand what I mean. Now on the left hand side you have to keep only V, single power of V, and all these things you need to put here. So this is your iteration scheme now. This thing, this value, this was here, you brought this on the denominator. So you've got this. Now you convert it into the iteration scheme, and it's very simple. On the left hand side you will write this, the new value, and on the right hand side all the values you will have like this. So this is the formula for your iteration scheme, and how you will start, and for start I is actually 0, and at this point what volume we will take, you will take it is equal to B. So it is to be remembered, B is the constant of this equation here. In the numerical, I think you should remember this B, this is the B. So this B is to be taken as the initial volume. Now you will solve this equation this way, that at now I is equal to 0, then you means V1 value will bet, you are putting all these value in this. So this formula is convert this way. So this is the formula now. In this place V0 not you have to put B here, and here also you have to put B. Then you will get some value of V1. Okay, then you take this value of V1 and again put at in the second iteration at I is equal to 1. So you will have V2. Now the formula will become this way, you will get V2, and keep on doing like this, get V3, V4. So at certain point, suppose I am saying here you get V5 and V6, and suppose these values are almost equal, then you can decide that this is your liquid volume. So what volume you are getting, actually this time you are getting this volume, you are getting this. So this way you can see that we can use van der Waals equation to find gas, vapor and liquid volumes. and you can solve it explicitly by explicit methods of mathematics to solve cubic equation, and if those methods are complex, then you can apply iterative method. And for iterative methods, you need to break your formula in two forms. If you want to calculate vapor volume, then use this formula. If you want to use calculate liquid volume, then you can use this formula. And in the next class we will do the numerical. So thank you very much for that.